They say resilience is something you're born with, but that's a lie. Resilience isn't inherited, it's forged through fire and through pain. We all remember our first real fall, the moment life hits you so hard that the world stops making sense. Maybe it was the day you lost someone you loved, or maybe it was the moment you realized the world doesn't wait for you to catch up. For me, it was at the age of 5, the moment my childhood was stripped from my hands and replaced with resilience.
One night, my mother sat watching television, a butcher knife in her hand, slicing through chicken quarters, preparing for dinner. She called me over, told me to carry the pieces to the sink. I was eager to help, but my hands were small, clumsy, and we both witnessed the nice dinner slipping through my fingers, falling onto the floor. She didn't yell, not at first, but then came the warning, calm and steady. Drop my chicken again, and I'll throw this knife at you. I tried harder. I held on tighter, but before I could reach the sink, it slipped. I bit down to pick it up, and then a sharp, piercing pain in my side. I looked down, and the butt of the knife was lodged in my ribs. At first, I didn't scream, still processing what took place, until I saw the blood. I panicked. I ran into the bathroom. I curled up between the sink and the toilet, clutching my side and shaking. I thought I was going to die that night. As I lay in a pool of my own blood, I was slipping in and out of consciousness. But before everything faded to black, I remember looking up and seeing her standing over me, uncaring. She began berating me and left me with instructions. When the cops ask who stabbed you, tell them your brother did it. When I woke up, I thought it was a dream, and then I noticed the tubes in my nose, the beeping machines. Panic hit me first. I reached up, pulling the tubes out, desperate and afraid. A nurse rushed in. Her soft voice assured me that I was safe. I asked where my mother was, but the nurse didn't answer. Instead, she promised to bring me candy and then turned on the television before leaving. For a moment, I forgot where I was and the pain in my side. For a moment, I was just a kid watching TV. A police officer stepped in. Behind him, a woman I didn't recognize. She spoke gently, like she already knew I was broken. She asked me how I was feeling, and then she asked, "Who stabbed you?" I paused. My mother had told me what to say. "It was my little brother," I whispered. A doctor came in. I overheard him telling them how lucky I was, stating that if the knife had been an inch lower, I wouldn't have made it. But I didn't feel lucky. I felt alone. After the hospital, I was placed in foster care with my younger siblings. It was different, but safe. Eventually, we went to live with our father, 1,200 miles away from everything we knew, 1,200 miles away from the mother I loved. Years would pass before I had the chance to see her again. But for a long time, I didn't know if she was dead or alive, rich or poor, or even if she thought about me. You see, that kind of not knowing sits heavy in your bones. But one day, we had a supervised visit. Our eyes met. I searched for something familiar, a warmth I once knew, but her smile wasn't the same. And she noticed mine wasn't either. You see, resilience isn't some mantra you repeat to yourself hoping that it sticks. Sometimes, resilience is the only item on life's menu. It doesn't ask for your preference, your permission, or in my case, my childhood innocence.